Hello and welcome back to News, the broadcast that will bring you news that will make you go My name is News Nathan, starting off our broadcast with some recap. A gigantic fiery explosion was actually witnessed on the planet. What was it called again? Oh, thank God I'm alive. The Plimbo explosion was witnessed by news astrologists last week, as what can be interpreted as Beethoven was playing in violently loud volumes. This is so boring. I need news so exciting that it makes me want to play Wii games. And in other news, a building full of a suspiciously large number of farm animals collapsed this morning in Ohio.
When I think about EA, interesting is a word I rarely use to describe them. I mean, I mostly only see them as the company that makes the same sports games every single damn year. However, there are actually some games developed by EA that seem to have a good sense of passion around. One of those games for me has got to be Unravel 2. I never played the first game, but its sequel was a mostly calming platforming experience that relied on controlling these yarn characters through outdoor and indoor environments. What about some of the weirder, less well-known games EA has developed? I mean, Nintendo clearly had its fill with those.
In comes BLOX. Weird blocks game.
The Steven Spielberg EA game. Yep, the same Steven Spielberg that directed Jurassic Park. EA is really pushing that fact all over the marketing. It can be seen everywhere from the spine to the front of the box to the back of the box. Never would have figured he'd also go on to direct video games, but here we are. Kind of strange how he's directed all these movies and his first instinct with video games is...
Oh, but you didn't do Jenga yet, did you?
Throw, grab, and blast your way to victory. From Steven Spielberg and EA comes a wild blocks busting extravaganza? Well, my life was a fucking lie. Man, these gameplay images look weird. This one here looks like they just slapped a sheep and a bunch of block renders in front of the screenshot to make it pop out more. I wonder if they actually thought people would think this is part of the gameplay. Same goes for this image of the skeletons too. Clearly not a screenshot at all. The only screen that looks real is the multiplayer one over here with this raccoon and beaver playing against each other. Over 300 levels set in 5 action-packed worlds. Let me just... Yeah, take on single-player or multiplayer co-op and versus gameplay with up to 4 players at once!
Whoa, Steven, look, buddy. I don't even know if I can go out in public with this thing yet.
Tweak any level or build your own, then share them over WII Connect 24TM ***.
Oh! For the community.
And then they list this website, boomblocks.ea.com. There's no way that's still around, right?
You ruined my fucking joke, EA. Okay, guys, editing Ahmed here. Let me show you what happens. Okay, so like this website fucking existed like a couple days ago, I swear. The advertising, like it's right here. But if you click on it, what happens is that it takes you to like this new website, like this puzzle, EA puzzle games website. Boomblocks cannot be found anywhere here. But I swear to God, literally a week ago, this was here. Like, literally, EA removed the website before I could get this video out. So I can't get the footage of this website being shown. Like, it's just gone. Like, I can't find it anymore. So, yeah, thanks a lot, EA, but I promise you, it was fucking here, right there. You can see the little advertising thing there. It existed. Okay, so I really don't remember this game much at all from my childhood. I remember having fun with it, and I remember my dad getting this game alongside Boomblocks Bash Party. But besides that, it's kind of all up in the air. So, let's see what this game is all about. Let's boom some blocks.
Okay, so the first thing the game wants us to do is to select a profile and, our avatar. Ugh, none of these really look appealing at all. Okay, I'm just gonna pick the chicken, and, your name is... Shawarma. Yummy. Okay, so the first thing the game wants us to go through is the training mode to learn how to boom the blocks, with the first level being Throw 'em. I feel like this training mode is a bit too drawn out for how simple the game mechanics are. There's 7 levels just teaching you all the important parts of the game, which could all probably just be shown to to you all at once. Like, why is there a level that shows you how to throw the ball and another level showing you how to move the camera? It just seems a bit unnecessary. The game mainly has two ways to control. One is to throw a bunch of balls at the blocks on the screen, and the other is to pull blocks around Jenga style. Which one you'll be using will depend mainly on the type of goal the game wants you to fulfill. To throw a ball, you'll have to use the Wiimote cursor and hold A when it's in the right place. After locking on, you have to do something a little bit weird. You can't just shake the Wiimote while you're holding the A button to throw. No, 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 no. You have to let go of the A button and then shake as quickly as possible to make it count. It's not horrible or anything, but it just feels a tad strange, or there's a much easier way to make this work. Pulling blocks around is a lot more straightforward. You just have to point to the block you want to pull around and hold the A as you move the Wiimote in the direction you want to go. This was a little bit awkward when it came to pulling blocks towards you because, you know, your entire person is in the way, but I suppose that could be mitigated by changing the camera for the most part, so it's not the worst thing in the world. And after finishing the tutorial, the game tells us we have the opportunity to play the Explore and Adventure mode. Okay, let's see what Explore has in store.
Oh, I mean, that makes sense.
Man, these levels are really boring. Like, okay, I understand it's a simple puzzle game, but why would I play this on the Wii if it didn't have anything else interesting about it? I get it, you're making us think about creative ways to hit all the blocks down the least throws possible, but like, that's it? All these different levels under the Explore mode are split into categories that are split up similarly to how the tutorial was structured. So if you want to play a more thought out version of what the tutorial was showing you, then I guess this is the mode for you. Okay, I'm bored already. Let's try out the Adventure mode since I think I get the gist of the Explore mode. Huh. Seems that these ones have stories to them. Now we're talking content. The first Gem Kingdom chapter is Gem Harvest, so let's do it.
The Bars of Wellington went on a quest
That's dumb. That's like if I called humans, hello there.
for magical gems to fill their chest. Atop the ancient ruins found, but now they need to get them down.
Yeah, these stories are really just a bunch of nothing. I get that it's a kid's game. I feel like even for kids, this is just really boring stuff. The audience needs a reason to get excited about this game. I mean, the premise is already kind of mundane, so can't they at least make a plot that has some substance to make us care? Oh, so you want me to boom blocks?
Alright, I'm game, but what's in it for me?
These cutscenes are also really low effort with them just being moving stills. Hell, these two balls are lazily copy-pasted right next to each other, which just exemplifies how much they kinda didn't care.
Thank you for calling EA customer support. How may I assist you today?
How could you have done this?
So for this chapter, it's actually pretty similar to what I just described in the Explore mode. It really isn't that exciting, but at the very least, they combine all the blocks that were separated in different levels before to make it a little bit more bearable.
All the gems the bars collected
Uh-huh.
now earned attention unexpected.
No.
For just outside the castle wall,
Oh no.
the mighty curs have come to call. The sheep are brave and will not stray. They plan to stand and fight today.
Yeah.
God, why do some games think that making rhymes makes a story sound more interesting? Sticker started this too after each world was completed, and I just thought it was really silly. Like, I could turn any story into a rhyme, it'll sound nicer, I guess, but it doesn't make it any less mundane.
There once was a man named Smit. He really needed to take a shit. The shit was taken in the pit.
That's all that happened.
Well, I'll be.
Anyways, this next chapter is a bit different. You have to actually throw bombs onto the bears trying to steal your gems. So instead of taking down the towers to get the gems, you have to actually protect said gems. I'll be honest, this is a nice change of pace from what I played before, so I had a fair amount of fun with this chapter. Okay, so for the next chapter, the sheep murder all the bears, but then the monkeys steal all their gems instead.
Those bastards!
So now we have to invade their land to get the gems back. So the levels of this chapter are a bit similar to the first chapter, but with a fun twist. You have to try to knock all the gems down in the least amount of throws again. But you also have to worry about these monkeys trying to kill your sheep army. And I say army, because the sheep pretty much do absolutely nothing except being a burden on the player's soul, since if you throw a bomb with the wrong spacing, you will blow up your own people. Why are they even here if they can't attack the monkeys?
Can't make them feel left out.
This issue can become really irritating because all it does is make you do the same level over and over and over again, just hoping you'll get lucky and kill all the monkeys in one fell swoop. This chapter was really hit or miss.
The Baas were brave. They did not.
I can't believe they couldn't even be fucking bothered to fix the formatting of the text.
Okay, we still have 3 more stories to go through, so let's just go to the jungle one. Gorilda Rescue. Child kidnapping.
I don't have a drink.
This chapter is a bit interesting because it requires you to help escort Gorilda to her children by moving these blocks around as quickly as possible. This one wasn't too bad. I don't have too many complaints, and some of these are actually fairly interesting. Like this one level where I had to figure out which blocks need to be pulled out in which order. Some of the levels had these tiki guys try to chase you at the same time, which puts more pressure on you, which I didn't find too annoying, but I also didn't really understand why it was necessary since there's already a time limit. And for the next chapter, you have to do the exact same thing, but by throwing balls.
When do I get to shoot people?
Okay, well this last chapter is at least fairly interesting. The goal here is to remove all the gems without hurting the babies. I guess it's at least something different, but man, this one here was really stupid. How am I supposed to remove this gem without killing any babies if they're literally standing on them? I swear, this one felt like it required some degree of luck for me to get past it. A lot of levels here use similar ideas, and man, I don't know. This level design just feels like it uses lazy, artificial difficulty in my opinion.
A family together once again. And so our story happily ends.
Okay, so the next story is Wild West themed, and it stars this beaver guy mining a bunch of gold. So we have to do that.
I mean, Mr. Beaver Guy, I'll give you this. It's better than Bitcoin.
Okay, so this chapter is pretty different from the rest. You need to essentially mine gold from these wood-esque bars to turn them into gold. To progress to the next level, you need to mine a certain amount of gold bars. This is done by throwing your limited number of balls onto the wood, or by aiming at these bomb blocks to mine a bunch of gold at once. This one was honestly just kind of weird, if I'm being honest. For some reason, throwing a ball from the outside mines basically nothing, while if I aim towards the inside of the structure, there's this huge chain of gold that I get. It feels really random, if I'm being honest, and it's kind of hard to understand why it works that way.
I guess you could say he was mining on the block chain. What did I just say to you?
So after you mined the gold, some monkey bandits stole it, and of course, we only have the most proportionate response to this problem.
Terrorism.
So our job for this one is to bomb all the gold blocks in one fell swoop via chain reactions in the bombs. Our beaver character Boots will activate one of the bombs nearest to him, and hopefully should activate the rest based on how you place the bombs. They also give you a single shot to help with the explosions in case Boots can't do it on his own, but for some reason you can only use said shot before Boots activates a bomb. I thought that was a strange decision, but once I figured that out, it wasn't too annoying. So after we do all that, the bandits get pissed and try to kill all the cows in Boots' town.
What did the cows ever do to you?
This chapter involves shooting people.
Yeah!
You have to shoot all the bandits as well as making sure none of them throw balls onto the cows. This one was alright, the shooting was quite responsive and I don't have many complaints. I guess sometimes the bombs blowing up the cows got a little bit annoying, but it really wasn't that bad.
As for Boots, it can be said, the gold did not go to his head.
Well, maybe just a little.
Oh, I've got just the thing for you.
And now for the last story of the adventure mode.
Already?
The kittens went out on this Halloween again? Zap the ghouls with the ghost gun before they gobble up the mitten kittens. What about him? So basically in this chapter you have to shoot all the enemies as the kittens try to get all the pumpkin treats. The majority of levels were doable, but this one was... You have to be active every second of this level, or else these monkeys will kill all of your kittens in one throw because of these stupidly placed bombs. No matter how close they are.
The second chapter has you do basically the exact same thing, except it's focused on defending your kittens by placing these blocks around them.
This chapter wasn't too bad. In fact, I really liked this one level where you had to play around with these platforms that sink down or go up based on how much weight is on them to get your kitten to the goal without letting the enemies in. Some of the last ones are really annoying though. These chemical blocks are a pain in the ass. If any of them touch each other, they explode immediately. It doesn't matter if it's the cat or the enemies, they'll both die on contact with the explosion, which means you have to be very alert about where the chemical blocks are in relation to where the kitten is. And yeah, just like the last chapter, I had a lot of moments where I was just about to win and then some bullshit explosion happened. Lovely. And now for the last chapter of the last story. No! This one focuses on defending the cats once again, although this time they're trapped in place and our job is to shoot the skeletons trying to break through the barriers from all sides. You also have some of these dog guys helping out by throwing baseballs. I had basically no problems with this chapter, things went quite smoothly.
Yeah, I mean, with the gun shooting mechanics, it's actually pretty satisfying to shoot all the skeletons attacking you from all sides. I'm glad I did this instead of the throwing mechanic, because, let me tell you, that would be ridiculously infuriating. What?
So they just take away your gun? They're like, no more ghost gun, use your baseballs instead. This last section is painful. It sucks. It's exactly how you'd imagine a gun level being played with a baseball. An absolutely overwhelming wave of enemies from all sides coming in while you have to constantly press A to lock on and shake the Wiimote to throw the ball for every single individual enemy. It's seriously tiring, dude. My heart can't take all this shaking and aiming and shaking and aiming. It's just too much! I spent about 20 minutes going through these last two levels, which is absolutely ridiculous. It easily could have taken me longer too, because just look at how many enemies you need to take out with your stupid baseballs! My winning run of this final level took 2 minutes and 30 seconds to get through. 2 minutes and a half of just...
Die! 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 Die!
This final level is lazily and terribly designed. It's one of the most artificial forms of a difficulty spike I've ever seen, and it's ridiculous. I'm just glad it's over now.
Wanna do it all again?
Do I?
So, besides that, this game has a level editor, which I don't care about, a multiplayer mode, which I don't care about because I never played it as a kid, and an extra adventure challenge, which I won't do because I think I'll dislocate my shoulder if I continue playing this game.
So, that was BLOX. Should you play it? I mean, should you do marijuana? This is a disappointing but unsurprising run for one of my past childhood games. I have a pretty hard time calling it bad. It's not terrible per se, but it just doesn't really do anything significant either. Concept of the game is bland, the gameplay itself is bare bones, and there's just really nothing interesting or creative about the game as a whole. Like, sure, the things it does are passable, but is it really worth paying $50 for? I certainly don't think so. This game kind of feels like a mobile game that was thought up for the Wii, like Angry Birds. Just like 3D. I mean, I just think there are so many other games that are worth people's time and money. Actually, they released BLOX for the Nokia N-Gage as well! Oh, okay, let's check it out! So did you like it? Did you like the gameplay?